exist.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Hot Take Tuna Tuesday. Everybody doing good today? Everybody doing good? I hope everybody's doing good. Yeah, you know, getting ready to hang out with you guys, talk some. What's up, Brian or Cosmic?
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hoping we have a good day today. Actually, let's not hope. Let's make it a good day today. What's up? How you doing, Jim? Put some work in on StreamerBot, so hopefully everything is working again today. Hopefully. So, as I said in previous streams, there is a soundboard available to you guys. Just type in ! soundboard, and it should pop up, and it should work on. It's okay, Jim. I didn't last very long. Star Citizen was not behaving. What's up, JT? So yeah, everything should be working. And yeah. Before we get too into it, Jimmy's sickness is server related. You know, before we get too into it, there's a few things I want to cover. Number one, Star Citizen's kind of had a slow week tonight. Or tonight has kind of had a slow week this week. What's up, Sunseeker? You know, I'm gonna put this as kindly as I can, but Star Citizen has definitely been having some issues. The servers are crap, and sorry, the wife was texting me. The servers are crap. IAE is going on, and there's a free fly. Is that all related? Probably. They usually are crap when free flight. Whenever there's a free flight, IAE, it's always a mess. More with like going to the actual expo and being around Microtech, the frames start dropping, and you get major lag issues and things like that when you're near New Babbage, and then when you're actually in the expo, it gets even worse. But let's talk here for a second about IAE. I've been around for 2 IAEs now, and this year's IAE has been meh, and that's putting it kindly. It's meh. I don't. Stream Elements checked in. Hey. It's been meh. It's not good. It's not been bad. I don't want to say it's been bad, but it's definitely been meh. You know, last IAE we had several ships debut. We had a lot of hype going into it, and it seems this year IAE kind of killed the Star Citizen hype train that got started with CitizenCon. Like, you know, I've been watching Pagan and Blackjack and other people play Star Citizen, and there's nothing going on. Like, it's really weird. The servers are shit. They're half full to 3/4 full, and there's nobody around. Like, where is everybody? What is everybody doing? What's going on? Maybe we needed a wipe going into 3.21.1. Maybe we actually need a wipe for 3.22 whenever that drops, because there's nothing going on. Nobody is doing a damn thing, and it's kind of sad. You know, a lot of content creators and Star Citizen guys really rely upon having other players around, whether it's to pirate, to interact with, to PvP with. It's dead. Yeah, I agree, Adam, and welcome. I agree. It's the game is dead right now. There is nothing going on. I and you can't even say it's the holiday weekend, because the holiday weekend was extended for a lot of people. You know, a lot of people had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Where is everybody? Most everybody's back by Saturday evening, Sunday morning. Where is everybody? It's just odd to me. It's very, very odd. I don't get it. I'd like to understand it more, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's really hard to play when there's nobody on. What's up, Latif? It's really hard to play when nobody's on. You know what I mean? I mean, it's one thing to play with your friends, but if you're relying on player interaction to somewhat push a little bit of that fun, there's nobody here. So I don't know. That's enough negativisms about Star Citizen, I guess, for now. Let me switch scenes here and get everything going. So as I said, soundboard should be up and working now for both Twitch and YouTube. What else? What else? Oh, if you're interested, you know, right up there. Well, you can't see me, but right up there, you know, got a shop now. I'm not saying you have to buy anything, but if you'd like to, you know, there's quite a few things available there. Desk mats, mouse pads, coffee cups, shirts, hoodies. Don't have to buy, but if you'd like to, cool. I get very, 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 very little. Yeah, that's exactly right, JT. That's the, you know, I'd like to touch on that real quick before we get started. Let me go back to this big screen. I don't understand. I'm not a game developer, so you know, take this for what it is. I don't understand why there is such a problem and a disconnect between Star Citizen and damn near $600-$700 worth of controls that I've bought to play the game. And what is it? Every time there's an update, a major patch, a hot fix, my sticks don't work. They don't work. I have to swap in and out files, or I have to delete the user folder and then bring in my files again. Now, like yesterday, they didn't, nothing worked. I basically started all the way over with my sticks and my pedals. And for me, it's not that big of a deal, other than it's time consuming, and it's time consuming and people don't want to watch that on stream. So I ended it and I messed around with my sticks afterwards, after I cooled off a little bit. But it shouldn't be a thing, you know. And the people that have Virpals and things like that, they are saying that they're never affected. But it seems like VKBs are very, very much affected. So hopefully that changes. Hopefully there's some optimization. Hopefully there's some updates and software updates and things like that. SMO was 18 was full of gold. It's cross server inventory. Yeah. I don't know, Warlock. I have no idea. I would really, really like to know what people are doing in Star Citizen right now. So most of the major commodities, the tier 1 commodities, they're at all the terminals, like full loads, like 100 SCU of gold, 100 SCU of like borace and bexalite. Like it's all there. It's not moving. The bunkers don't work, or very few bunkers work, I should say. The NPCs are falling through the floor still. It was a known issue. It's still not been resolved. Beacons, I almost never see any beacons pop other than low risk. What's up, Tanner? I never see any beacons pop other than low risk. We know bounties are the thing right now, but even then, when you go to do the bounties, like Blackjack and his crew last night tried to set up in areas that they know people would be going back and forth to sell. Like, where is everybody? Hephaestonite. I'm gonna have to look into that, Cosmic. I'm gonna have to look into that. I mean, yeah. Maybe another thing that we can start doing with Blackjack and maybe even Chaos Squad and stuff like that is maybe we can get out to like the Pyro and Magnus jump points, because I think a lot of people are trying to run those since they know the pirates are camping out over the pick up and sell areas. So maybe that's the thing that we got to get going on, is maybe they're out at the jump points, going to and from the jump points. That's the only other thing I could think of. But even then, when they were camped out around Microtech, they had the ArcCorp, Hurston, and Crusader lanes blocked. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. Everybody seems to be like, everybody seems to have just disappeared. They just seems to have disappeared. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Blackjack was spread around and it was a ghost town, exactly. And they were on a server that had 89 people on it at one point. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, and since we've brought up their name here several times, check out these guys right here.
Do you think this crossing blades with a pirate?
I see you.
Everyone stay calm. We are taking over this.
And Pagan. Make sure you check these guys out.
Pagan.
They oh, and speaking of Pagan, I'm sorry, I know this is supposed to be Hot Take Tuna Tuesday and I've been rambling on forever. Keep an eye out / ear to the ground. Pagan and I are trying to set up a fundraiser for a place called stackup.org. They do a lot of things with veterans, both U.S. and U.S. allies. So once again, keep your ear to the ground, eyes peeled for stuff coming up for that. All the fundraising is going to go 100% to them. They do a lot of work with PTSD and helping vets get their stress levels down, helping them game. They do a lot of gaming and streaming stuff. So Pagan was contacted by them. So we're hoping to get a fundraiser going, get a few streamers involved, and 100% of the proceeds will go directly to stackup.org. When it will be, not sure. What the event will be, we've got a couple ideas being tossed around right now. But yeah, just keep an eye out for that. Alrighty. Let's get to it, gentlemen. Let's get to it. So, it was a little hard. He's decided to stay out until the free fly is over. Free fly abandoned ships. Yeah. Yep. Last night I couldn't get a hangar at Seraphim because there were so many ships just clogging up, just abandoned ships clogging up the pads, the hangars, around the hangar areas. It was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. It was definitely rough. I got a few. Let's start with the one I wanted to watch last week but didn't have time to. This is Loud Guns.
God bless those pagans.
What's up, Pagan? I'm a little chilly. To be honest. We're not turning on the heat in the house until we absolutely have to. Absolutely have to. What's up? What's going on, Marcus? Make sure you check out Pagan and Marcus, especially Marcus. Marcus has been putting together some amazing content with ship comparison videos, and just recently went over the 3.5K mark with subscribers. So, you know, show him a little love. Give an 07 to Pagan for, like I said, we're going to be getting that fundraiser set up and ready to roll. Okay, where did I leave off?
Mystery man.
There's Mystery. There's Mystery. What's going on? Oh, nice. Nice, Mystery. Nice.
God bless those pagans.
It's going nutty. Everything is going nutty. Ah, Pagan is over here now. Over on the Twitch. So, Loud Guns, and can you crew it?
Hello and welcome back, or welcome to the channel. I'm Loudguns, and with IAE nearly upon us, I thought it was time to make a video talking about something that's been going around in my head for a little while now. And that's what will realistic crew requirements look like in the future, asking the maybe uncomfortable question of whether you can crew a certain ship. Apologies in advance if my voice is a bit scratchy or shaky, I'm still recovering from a really annoying cold, and usually I'd just put off making a video while I get over it.
Sorry to hear, Loud
Guns.
Guns.
Important topic of
Hope you get
conversation
better.
ahead of the sales. So if this sounds like an interesting topic, then grab a cup of tea.
This video is like 12 days old, but I think it's relevant because a lot of us have talked, you know, whether it's me and Pagan, me and Marcus, you guys in chat, Jim, the fact, you know, all of us have talked at, you know, various degrees of how in depth we go with it, but how are we going to crew some of these? Oh, we are definitely going to be watching Avoidy.
While I roll the intro, then let's get into it.
Yeah, I figured it would be relevant to a lot of the conversation that we have around here. We got to get up to 50, right, Pagan? Got to get up to 50 on Twitch. We're at 32 on Twitch. We'll get there. We'll get there. Also, thank you for the 5 likes on YouTube this morning, guys. I appreciate y'all.
So a quick caveat to everything I'm going to say in this vid. I don't care how you spend your money. If you want a Kraken, then by all means go and buy a Kraken. If you can win the F5 wars, that is. And I know that some people spend their money purely holistically, just because they want to fund the project and see Star Citizen become a reality.
I've said this from the very beginning. How you spend your money is how you spend your money. I'm not going to fault you for it. I'm not going to judge you for it. You worked for it. You spend your money how you want. Will I give opinions upon, like, should you spend money on Star Citizen? I have varying degrees of opinions on that. For me, I will spend money here and there on Star Citizen. Why? I enjoy the game, usually. I understand its funding model. Do I agree with the funding model? No. Do I agree with how bad it's been lately? No. Do I want this game to be amazingly awesome and the game that we talk about for the next 35 years? You're damn right. But we got a long way to go, boys. We got a long way to go. Do you only judge Jim?
I'm going out on too much of a limb when I say that most people are probably buying ships because they want to get something they really like, and that gives them a leg up, a head start whenever the game goes live. Or maybe it's because you want a prize ship in your hangar just for when wipes happen. So because I think this represents the majority, we're going to come at this discussion with the assumption that
Fish, what's up?
You're looking at what ships to buy for cash with a view to getting some value out of your hangar. But where Star Citizen
saw that,
clearly
Bish.
differentiates
I hope that
itself from other
happens.
space-themed titles like EVE Online and Elite Dangerous, is that the bigger the ships get, the higher the crew requirement goes.
Yes.
Unlike in those games, you're not a commander of a ship in Star Citizen with NPCs or AI filling in the blanks. You're a physical representation of an individual crew member, and you're going to need others filling out the other seats in your ship if you want to get the most out of it. There are plans for AI crew, which we'll come on to a bit later in this video.
Look at that beautiful
beast. For the foreseeable
beast.
future at least, you're going to be reliant on other human beings. Right now, there are a lot of ships that people will use solo despite their multi-crew status, because there's very little in the current game.
I wouldn't call it pay to win. I would call it pay to having a starting advantage. Because even if you have, okay, let's say you do have a Kraken or an Idris or anything like that, you're still not going to get very far if you don't have friends in the verse and you don't know what to do. And then, like, what is there to win in Star Citizen, really? There's no end game. There's no, like I said, there's no end game. There's no base building. There's no station building. And then, spawning real money items is definitely 100% pay to win. I'm gonna disagree with you, Vish, because what do those real money items give you over the in-game items? What's up, Coffin? I forgot to add your damn sound effect, Coffin. My bad. What items? What are those pledge items like that pledge FS9, the pledge red armor give you over the in-game items? As far as I know, just looks. So I don't really see it as a like it's pay to win in that aspect. That I don't know much about the Astra.
The Drake Corsair is a great example of this. As a solo pilot, you lose the turrets on the Corsair, meaning you'll give up a total of 6 size 2 repeaters, and that's about 1,650 sustained DPS with the stock loadout. However, with 6 weapons under direct pilot control, amounting to the lion's share of your damage at just over 2.5.
So last night, if you guys watched Blackjack stream, somebody left a box. I forget where it was, and in that box they had last year's best in show paint, their little Carrick miniature, a miniature from 2952. No, we're in 53, so 2951. They had some pledge gear items in there. I forget everything that was in there. But yeah, they had a whole bunch of, you know, pledge items and in-game flare items in this box, and one of Blackjack's crew took it and divvied it out to a bunch of people. So that guy's gonna get his stuff back, whether he does a character reset or, well, character repair, or the next patch comes. He's gonna get it all back. Until a smaller org sabotages the economy, it's always going to be paper rock, unless they do something drastic. Fish, it's always going to be paper rock scissor, and paper will beat rock. But if a smaller org comes in with scissor, they beat paper. Then rock is back in control. Rock beats scissor. Paper comes back in, beats rock. It's going to just keep being a vicious circle. Do I foresee eventually very large orgs controlling huge sectors of space? Yeah, I do, but that's like in any game. I mean, Eve is an example of that. ED had that example as well.
4K of sustained DPS. The ship still works for a lone player, and it's highly competitive for things
but like I
PvE
said,
combat,
we're going to have to see some drastic changes if smaller orgs can't get an advantage on larger orgs.
Are competitive versus their solo counterparts like the MISC Prospector. Sure, it can be a bit of a hassle getting in and out of the pilot seat. You get the benefits of additional ore capacity and the ability to equip more varied, larger lasers. Mole enthusiasts and Prospector enthusiasts can argue till the cows come home about which is better for a lone operator, but it's impossible to argue that the Mole can't be used by 1 or 2 people, as opposed to the listed crew of 4.
Yeah, it could definitely be used by one person.
However, with the introduction of engineering gameplay and changes to the flight model as seen in CitizenCon, I think we're likely looking at an inflection point in the game, and in the not too distant future we'll start to see some separation, with multi-crew ships actually requiring a crew to remain operational. So in this video, I want to take a look at a few of SC's ships and try and break down what I think a realistic crew complement would look like. But before we get too deep into that, I just want to segue quickly into talking.
The other thing too is let's take a big huff of hopium here. If Star Citizen goes live and has its orgs fleshed out and everything else, let's say they have 5 systems available, right? Pyro, Nyx, Odin, Terra, Magnus, and Stanton. So 6. That area of space is so large, it's going to be hard for one org to control that area. Even if they have members all across the world and it's a 24/7 org, it's going to be so hard for them to control one area of space and keep it under their control. All it's going to take is a smaller, better skilled org to come in, and they'll absolutely destroy them. another larger org can come in and absolutely destroy them. Or the area gets too big, or they don't have enough resources coming in, they can't control the area.
Talking a bit about NPC crewmates.
We would be honored.
So as mentioned earlier, NPC or AI crew is an intended feature in
Brew Boy,
SE,
that thing is
but
a
one that appears to
absolute
still
beast.
be quite some time off. They came up during CitizenCon panels during the flight combat discussion, but clearly it's not much further along than the ideas phase.
Yeah.
So there's a fair degree of speculation in what I'm about to say, but until we see a better performing AI crew in practice, I think we have to go off what we've seen in Star Citizen and in other games.
AI crew
So
is going to be a huge money sink.
Fairly simple binary roles, such
And
as turret gunning, that don't necessitate
I don't think they'll be as
communication.
good as a human, ever.
The target is either hostile or not hostile. They either pull the trigger or they don't. They hit the target or they miss.
Yep.
Designating targets would likely fall to a gunnery officer within ships that have the capacity for it, allowing you to focus fire from NPCs. Personally though, I doubt that NPC gunners would ever exceed the capabilities of humans at the top end. You do lose an element of informational exchange. So for instance, we ran a Hammerhead team in the Scarlet Apex distortion race a couple of weekends ago, and the gunners weren't there to simply pull the trigger, they were also extra sets of eyes for the pilot. However,
that'll
where
happen,
I think CIG are going to
Fish.
struggle to
You know
make
that'll
NPC
happen.
crewmates useful is in more nuanced positions.
Like, me and some of the guys were talking about it last night. There will be pledge-based AI. And the skills that are coming out, I'd be willing to bet my last dollar that CIG will make those skills pledge-based as well. And then the other thing that was brought up is, let's say Star Citizen launches. They can't sell ships anymore after it launches. And they've always said that they're not going to sell ships anymore once it goes live. And some of those ships that people are pledging for will not be in the live game. Like, you will never be able to buy it with in-game money. You'll have to wait for certain events, or you're going to have to steal them, etc. So that being said, when the money stops coming in because there's no ships to buy, they're going to do a subscription-based model. And I can guarantee you, knowing CIG and Christ Roberts, it'll probably be a 1 through 3 tier system or a 1 through 6 tier system, and it will be expensive. It'll probably be, on the low end, $12-14 for a monthly subscription, all the way up to, I could see it being hundreds of dollars, and you get extra benefits. But it's going to happen. And it's the same thing when insurance goes live. Everybody talks about LTI and 6-month insurance and 120-month insurance and all of that. You'd be crazy to think that Star Citizen is not going to offer premium, real money insurance on ships, because they will. I mean, like, they will do it, and they will. And the whole death of a spaceman, I would have to find, it would take a lot of time and effort to do it. But there was a time when Grumpy was doing a lot more Star Citizen stuff, and he was streaming Star Citizen during a Xeno threat thing, and the game was acting up really bad, and the question about death of a spaceman came up, and he was talking about how lifetime, when everybody's getting these lifetime insurance tokens, he pulled up a thing. It was a really old post, but he pulled up a post from Spectrum, and I forget what CIG employee replied to it, but one of the CIG employees said that lifetime insurance is only for the lifetime of your character. And with Death of a Spaceman, if your character dies, you have to remake a next of kin, a cousin, a son, a daughter, or whatever to that character, and then transfer all of the rights over to that, including any debt, the maintenance of those vehicles, etc., etc. If it's a lifetime only insurance and it's only good for that character, people are going to get pissed off that they pledged, $200+ for a ship their character dies for the last time and they can't respawn it, and now they don't have lifetime insurance. The other thing with insurance that I've been trying to tell people for a very, very long time is, as it's written right now, you might have lifetime insurance on that vehicle, but that does not cover the components. When you click claim on the ASOP terminal, if you read the top thing, it says a factory version of this ship will be delivered to your location. So when insurance does come into play, I once again argue that there will be multiple tiers of insurance. One for the hull, one for the components, one for the weapons, one that covers them all, etc. But if you have the basic insurance on there, when you click claim, you are not going to get all your components back. So if you have a C2 and you spent, the 5 million or 4 point whatever million it is on there, then spent another 1 to 1.5 million going through and putting all the components on, you don't get that stuff back. It's gone. You're gonna have to go back out, grind, earn that money, put it back on, and hope to hell you don't die again. So I don't think, and sorry to be rambling over loud guns here, but I don't think Death of a Spaceman will last longer than a month, 2 months, maybe a patch cycle. It's not going to stay. It's not going to stay. It's not going to stay. At one point, Mr. E, they were saying that if you didn't have insurance on your pledge ship and it got destroyed, that's it. It was gone. Death of a Spaceman, the insurance stuff. At one point, they said if you pledged $1,000 ship and you lost it because it didn't have insurance on it, too bad, so sad. Now, they've since gone back and changed that and have reneged on that and said, no, that's not what we're going to do. But at one point, that's what they said it was going to. At one point, they said that's what it was going to do. So hopefully, yeah. And then you also got to remember, too, the long-term plan. I'm really sorry for ranting over loud guns here. The long-term plan is eventually all the components that you're used to seeing. So flying over to Cousin Crow's and going military grade A shields, military grade A coolers, military grade A power plant, military grade A quantum drives. That shit's not going to be around anymore. Same with the industrial stuff. The industrial grade A's, the civilian grade, or well, civilians will probably stay. The industrial grade A's, the racing grade A's, that stuff is not going to stay in the stores. You're going to have to loot that stuff. You're going to have to shoot down ships and take it off of them. So once you get all that stuff and your ship gets destroyed, if you didn't have the best insurance that you can get on it, you're going back out there and get all that shit back. You got to remember, it's gonna be a lot of that stuff is going to be loot only eventually. And they've said that once again, they've said that recently as well too, that eventually it will be, implemented, and that's what we're going to have to do. I agree. Death of the Spaceman is a bad thing. I don't think it'll last more than like I said, at maximum a patch cycle. People will be so pissed.
For instance, I doubt having watched the AI fly that anyone will really want to entrust the pilot's seat of their prize ship to an NPC.
No NPCs on my ship, please.
Watched the engineering demonstration.
Although it would probably be good
an
comedy.
AI engineer could replace humans in this role, either in the chief engineer position, which requires communication and problem solving, or even just running around the ship fixing things as they break. AI that can successfully navigate the internal hallways of ships, access components, and effect repairs.
We don't have AI that can successfully navigate a bunker, let alone a ship.
To see to believe. And even when we look at positions like operating mining lasers, I think you're always faced with a risk if you entrust AI to do the job. Hypothetically, you could bulk out your mole crew with NPC bobs to get all the lasers operational. And harkening back to CIG's points about NPCs having characteristics, you should theoretically be able to find some with a high mining skill. but there's always got to be a chance that they roll a 1 and get a critical fail.
Yep.
With other humans, this is where communication is vitally important.
Jim, AI struggles to sit in the chairs.
Where, thanks
they
to
only know how to stand.
And timely response from the pilot, superheated chunks of rock have flown past the window, as opposed to totaling the ship. So the bottom line for me is that longer term, we can probably factor NPC crew in to bulk out ships in simpler roles, but we shouldn't be relying on them to fill the line.
I'm not gonna lie, getting older, you know, my knees and my lower back hurt more and more these days. Getting out of the chair seems to be the problem.
I don't think you should really want CIG to make it so that you can hire 50 NPCs to fill out your Javelin. The problem is that if you can do that, and it's efficient to do it, then it also becomes efficient to play that way for bigger organisations, and before you know it, your one Javelin is facing off against 50 Javelins, and getting deleted every time you take it out of the hangar.
I have a big fear of that, you know. I have a big fear that if AIs become a thing, these orgs that have, you know, big money spenders in them, and they all have, you know, Idrises and Javelins and things like that, it'll be no longer you need 100 people in the org, you know, 25 to sit on the Idris, you know, another 10, 15 to you know, man the ships that come out of them, the little fighters that come out of them, you know, and then a couple of guys to run cargo with resources back and forth to the main ship, and etc. If we have things like AIs manning all these ships, these orgs, like Vish said, will end up the bigger the org, the more they'll dominate, if they can have access to AIs and just AI out their ship and get the best of the best AIs. Now, I'm not saying that's still better than a human, because it's not, but it's going to be much harder to deal with them if they have entire fleets that are completely AI based with only one person actually running the ship. So I hope there's a limitation to that.
So to illustrate my points, I'm going to
I have no time for orgs, really.
And ask the
I hang out with orgs, I
I
hang out with discords. I have no time
that's
for
come up as I've been working
orgs.
my way through this is how my numbers
I have
for
nothing
max crew
against
count are quickly exceeding what CIG have put themselves on the ship matrix.
I have nothing against orgs. I really don't want to be a part of one, really.
Or it could be that this is another case of the Matrix of Lies. And that as
The
game
Matrix
and
of
the ships have been
Lies.
further developed and fleshed out, nobody's gone back and updated the Matrix.
You can come join
if I were
us.
A gambling man,
join
then my
the
money
Discord,
would be on
man.
The latter.
Join the
I'm also going
Discord.
to make some assumptions about how CIG will separate out some bridge roles on larger ships. Bring in more requirements to have co-pilots and fellow officers if you want to maintain control over the ship's systems.
Jim
It
and
would, in most cases,
Skeet and
looking
the
at
Fact are
layout
like
of ship
always
bridges,
playing.
have to be about 3 people. A pilot to fly the ship, a co-pilot to handle systems power, and a scanning officer to operate your ship's sensors as scanning gameplay receives its long-awaited update.
Scanning.
To some people, this might seem excessive.
Scanning needs to be fixed right now.
Designed ship.
I don't know who's playing right now. Some Space Sunseeker. I don't know who's playing right now, but scanning is absolutely fried, and it needs to be fixed, like immediately. It needs to be fixed.
Ships like the RSI Scorpius and Taris, we can see how CIG are moving towards separating roles on even relatively small 2-person ships, with the pilot in this instance unable to access the ship's key QED.
There's been a lot of
and
rumor
EMP
that they're going to change the Antares up.
First up is one of my personal favourites that you can get your hands on in-game right now, the Anvil Carrack. This ship has the potential to be one of SC's most versatile long-distance explorers. I think, since the key focus of it isn't particularly combat-themed, that it's one where the gap between min and max crew might be the widest. How many crew you have on board may just dictate whether or not you take or run from a potential fight. I've put together these manifests for my examples to try and visualize the crew and their roles.
Quantum is but I like this. The Doctor, I think we need more in-depth medical gameplay. I really like DayZ's and Tarkov's gameplay and the way they do it. This is cool if you're into that sort of thing. I really would not want to join somebody's Carrack or, you know, Reclaimer and be put on engineering in either capacity. Co-pilot, yeah, that'd be all right. Away team, I would definitely be interested in an away team type thing. Scanning, I mean, seriously, who wants to sit in a chair and hit ping and scan? all damn day. Gunners, gunning is only really fun if there's targets to shoot at. Otherwise, you know.
To start with, I'm thinking about what a maxed out crew would look like with all the viable roles covered by at least one person. I think the Carrack is still small enough that somebody can fly it and command it at the same time.
Are you talking about the cheating thing?
Could fall to someone filling out one of the other roles, since you wouldn't have too much on your hands. But as mentioned in the intro to this section,
the cheating rings, like part 2 or whatever it was called.
Pilot role between 3 people with a dedicated co-pilot and scanning officer. On top of this, you've got space for 4 turret operators, one of which could be handled from the bridge, while the other 3 require a person in the seat. And when the new engineering gameplay hits, you're also going to need somebody at the engineering station, who I've labelled the chief engineer. And in order to actually deal with any damage or malfunctions, they'd need at least one other person, if not 2,
that's cheating
to fix things up.
I mean, I know there's cheating in Star Citizen.
Right pretty limited.
There's cheating in Star Citizen, but it's hard to nail it down.
Not too distant future, so you might need to allow for a ship's doctor to man the Carrack's medical bay. Finally, the Carrack has the capacity to carry both a snubcraft like a Pisces and
real quick, what would a doctor do in a Carrack? You got the med bed there that does everything. Like, like, what would you do? Here, get into the bed. I diagnose you with lay in the bed for 5 seconds and you'll be healed. What is a doctor going to do on a Carrack?
a couple of ground vehicles. So if you want to use these for missions, you're going to want to consider an away team of 2 to 3 players. So if you would have all of these roles filled, I think you'd be looking at 12
very
to
well.
14
What's up, Blackjack?
But at the same time, I do think in a pinch you could collapse this all the way down to around 5, if you were willing to run things a bit riskily. This way you would have at least capacity to fill out all the turrets along with the pilot seat.
I mean, honestly, unless you're being interdicted and being in a Carrack or a large ship like this, you don't really have too much to be worried about because you can jump away pretty quickly.
Sacrificing firepower in order to redirect crew to deal with incoming damage. That dip in firepower might then just provide a window for you to take more damage, since you've got less of your guns keeping enemies off you. Similarly, by forgoing a dedicated away team, you're going to be leaving the ship unmanned whenever you send some of your crew off in the Pisces. And this might be a completely acceptable risk, since
the question is which one do you think is going to be out first, the Odyssey or the BMM?
If trouble finds you,
probably the Odyssey at this point.
Disadvantage. So moving up a bit in scale, the RSI Polaris got an update at CitizenCon, and according to the current schedule, looks to be the first combat cap ship to come off the line. So I know there's bound to be some hype and excitement around it at this IAE. However, while the ship matrix has got the crew count at between 6 and 14, I personally think at the top end you... Hello and welcome back, or welcome to the channel. I'm Lamkins, and with a away team of 2 to 3 players. Chief engineer to manage systems.
Sorry about that, guys.
And they're going to want help in the form of at least 2.
Once again, doctor useless with a med bed.
And the time it might take to get from one.
What's a weapons officer gonna do? I mean, if there was a chair for them to designate targets, then yeah, but even then, like, why would you want to sit in a chair and designate targets?
To shield you from any enemy bombers, you'll need to bring 2 crew on board to crew that ship as well. Notably, I don't think that the ship matrix
same thing here with the chief engineer
ships that your ship can carry.
I mean, a lot of these things.
A security detail of 3 Marines on board.
A lot of these things, like players, a majority of the players, like 99.9% of them, are not going to want to do. Like, who's going to want to do this? There's very few people out there that want to do this. There's very few people that are going to want to sit in a scanning chair and just scan.
Be fixing the ship back up so you can escape or get
security for what?
But while this occurs and you are dead in the water,
everybody in your ship is on your ship. But security for what?
And having some crew members dedicated to repelling enemy assaulters could be invaluable. Again, your crew from other positions could double up and fill this role in a classic all hands prepare to repel boarders situation. But it's all a trade-off. If your crew are fighting, they're not fixing. Conversely, if you successfully disable an enemy ship, then you may need to send some of your crew across to deal with the survivors to prevent them getting back up again.
AI blades are supposed to only work on remote turrets.
You're going to be lacking contingency.
At least that's what I've read.
Your targets back up. Again, you might.
I agree, Vish. I think people are going to, whether it's pledge-based or in-game money-based, nobody's going to want to do this. Nobody's going to want to do this if it's an assignable role. Nobody's going to want to do these right here if it's an assignable role. you might get a person that wants to do this. You might get, obviously, you're going to get people that want to do the captain, the pilot, and the co-pilot. People will man fighters, and people will man turrets. But outside of this, who wants to do this stuff? Nobody wants to do this stuff. Nobody wants to do this stuff.
Necessary to the functioning of the ship. But even if I were to strip back the roles, I can't see how CIG got to a minimum crew of 6 for this ship. At that sort of level, you're going to be having to give up a lot of the ship's firepower and angles of coverage, with a good few turrets left unoccupied. And you'd be needing to take a big risk in terms of engineering cover.
Yeah, nobody's going to do that.
And finally, I think it's worth picking out one of the 3 truly massive cap ships that have been announced so far. I decided to pick on one which really left me scratching my head when I read the ship Matrix's max crew figure of 10 people. The Drake Kraken stands out as the main carrier offering within Star Citizen, and when I do my Getting Organised series, it's the one that forms the flagship of most of my 100-person
Adam.
given the
Chief
versatility
toilet
and
flusher,
power projection
right?
having a carrier brings to the table.
I still
But to be
argue
honest, I only think it starts to make sense when we think about operations of this sort of scale. Since when I sat down to work through crew members for this ship, I came out more in the region of 30 to 35.
This I could see being filled out.
I think it just cements the need
this
to have a
possibly
captain
being filled
dedicated to
out,
coordinating
and
all
this
of the
possibly
different
being filled
officers
out,
and crew
and
making
obviously
this type of ship function.
captain. Nobody else is going to want to do half these
Similarly, you'd want
roles.
The full suite of bridge officers to cover piloting, co-piloting, and scanning. For anyone thinking this is all a bit excessive,
big
I'd
time,
really
Brew,
highlight
big time.
contingency as a secondary reason for fleshing
But
out your bridge crew. Just
I'm
imagine that
starting
you've
to
got
agree
30
with
plus people
Bish.
together
You
on a
know,
ship,
maybe
and then your
orgs
pilot's
with deep
internet goes down.
pockets, whether
You're
it's
gonna
in
want just
game or
one
real
individual
money,
on board who
they
can
might
handle
they might
flying.
actually dominate the universe.
As well as a weapons officer to coordinate your 9 turret gunners. Seriously, CIG, how is the max crew 10? I've also included an officer
Pagan,
responsible
exactly.
for flight control. At
People,
stations and major landing zones, we can obviously...
if you're being active and you're making money with it, like I see people sitting in turrets, sitting in mining lasers and moving boxes around for hours and hours and hours. But those are active jobs, and if you mess up, you know, you die or the ship dies. But like, bro, who's gonna want to sit there and be an engineer on these giant ass ships and play whatever mini game they come up with? A lot of these capital ships have med beds. A doctor for what? A doctor for what? I mean, okay, you pick them up and drag them to the bed. That's about it. And with med guns being all over the place, most people aren't going to even use the bed until they absolutely have to. They'll just point a medical laser at them, put it on advanced, pull the trigger, voila, they're back up. You know, I could see squadron leaders and the fighter squadron being filled out. Flight control, nobody wants to do that. Weapons officer, maybe. Gunners, yes. Security, no. Scanning, no. Engineers, no. Doctors and medics, no. Pilot, captain, co-pilot, squad leader, squadron, gunners, maybe weapons officers. That's all that's going to be filled out.
fall back on the ATC. If you want to avoid your light fighters smacking into the Kraken and messing up your paintwork, I think you'd want someone in charge of when they're taking off and landing.
Yeah, exactly,
Speaking of
Mystery.
which,
And
at a low estimate,
same
I think
fish.
you're going to need 8 crew to actually form your squadron and give you some real combat capability. Having seen what some people have managed to cram into a Kraken or onto a Kraken in tools like
The
Starship
Merchantman
Fuel,
Brothel.
I hasten to add
You
that
know
I
what?
think I'm lowballing
Let me know
this
when that
number, and you
opens,
could
and my
potentially
character in
have
Star
far more in
Citizen
this
will be
element.
coming to visit those alien chicks.
And finally, as a concession to the ship's sheer size, I'm of the belief that you're going to want to bulk out your engineering
Full confession,
team to 5 or 6,
Twi'leks
as well
from
as the
Star
main
Wars, they're kind of
engineer,
hot.
and your security detail to at least 5 Marines. The thing that makes the Kraken so cool, its landing pads, also make it relatively easy as a ship to imagine boarding. If you don't have any dedicated FPSs on board, you might find yourself just
Yeah, I
surrendering
get
the
that,
bridge and
Mystery.
handing over
People-
the keys to your ride far too easily.
If you have enough
This, I
people to
think,
fill
really
this
hammers
out,
home
I
the
can
point I'm
definitely
trying to make with
see
this video.
people.
We've got a Discord with thousands of members, And I'd probably say hundreds that are actively playing
I could
the game
definitely see
regularly.
people
But once you
doubling
factor in time
roles, you know,
zones
like a
and real
gunner
life,
also doubling as an
variable peak
engineer,
times to
if
raise
it's in
about
their
100
area
people
of the
for a
ship,
specific event
you
or
know,
operation.
the co-pilot
That all
doubling as
takes
the medic,
considerable time and planning
if
from
something
officers,
happens
and I'm
on the
not saying this to
bridge,
knock
you
the
know,
efforts
I
of
could
any of
definitely
my
see
own
stuff
crew
like
or
that.
anyone else who's doing similar things. I think it's fantastic and only likely to grow as more and more people get into the game.
For my Twi'lek comment.
What I am saying is that the crew don't come with the ship when you buy it. It's something you have to build and nurture if you want it to happen. And when you get bigger and bigger groups of people working together, it takes more investment in communication in order to make things actually get off the ground. And I strongly encourage as many people as possible to get involved with this sort of thing. Our
Land of
door's
the
always
Night
open.
Lady.
You can find the link to our Discord down in the video description.
And
there are plenty of orgs within the game catering to all types of people.
like, I
Regardless of
really
it might
like this
seem like a
video,
bit
but
of a
I just,
cautionary tale, it's
my
actually something
counter
I think
argument
is
to
a
all
huge
of this
positive for
is
Star Citizen.
nobody's going to do
I want
half
my
these
MMOs
jobs.
to actually be massively multiplayer.
Nobody's going to
For
do
me,
half
the
these
idea that
jobs.
cap ships take significant amounts of people working in concert to run is incredibly exciting. While I won't ever tell you how to spend your money, now more than ever, my major piece of advice ahead of this IAE is not to put the cart before the horse.
Yeah, I see that,
Simply
Bill.
having a
I
certain
think a lot of
ship
people are going to
doesn't
double
entitle you
up.
to
You
a
know,
crew to fly it with.
gunners will double
I'm
as
the crew
engineers,
first, and
medics.
to be quite honest,
You know,
you
I
might
could
find
see
that
like the
someone else
scanner, the
already has the
co-pilot
ship.
doubling as a medic
Or you
on the
might find the
bridge.
idea
You
of
know, maybe a
grinding flat
gunner
shipping game with
doubling
30,
as a medic,
50,
depending where on
100
the
people
ship.
a lot less daunting.
You know, et cetera, et cetera.
So I hope this was an
And
interesting
that's if
video.
they're
and
not
while,
allowed
like many of
AIs.
you, I might be getting lost and caught up in the hype around IAE and any
It's
new
the
ships that it might reveal.
hopium!
I'm kind of glad I made this first, and it might help to ground some of that hype.
Right,
with a
box
bit of
jockeys.
reality.
We need box jockeys, but
And please don't consider
here's
this
the
as
thing. Here's the thing. Like, every time I've been with like Pagan or Bill or Chaos, or even within my groups of friends of like Star-Lord and Jim and the Fact, and when we start shooting up ships and we're moving boxes around, nobody bitches about moving the boxes around. As long as they're going to be making money off of it, nobody cares. But if you ask them to sit in a scanning chair for 4 hours of a play session, and you may or may not get into any action, you may or may not find any good loot, nobody's going to do that. And the same goes with, you know, you're going to be a doctor on the medical section of the ship. You have no guarantee that you're going to, if there's no guarantee that you're going to get paid, nobody's going to stand around in the medical bay all damn day just waiting for somebody to come there. And like I said, especially since med guns are on everybody, most people are just like, if you're in combat and let's say a missile hits the bridge and the captain gets hit and he's bleeding out in his chair, the scanning guy is going to get up and be like, bzzz, okay, he's back. Nobody's going to, like, I don't know. I really don't think that's going to be a thing. And then the engineers, like I said, I could definitely see certain people on the bridge, certain gunners doubling up as engineer and a gunner. Oh, something went down, you know, down the hallway from where I'm sitting in my gunner seat. Go push the buttons and do the mini game. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. It's like I said, if the incentive of being paid is there and you know what you're going to get into and you know what's going to happen, people will do it. But if you're like, hey, let's go do this thing, but we don't know if there's going to be any action or any cargo there or anything to loot, people are not going to put up with it for very long.
There's a video of me hating on solo players. It's really not. I just think that if CIG really want to cater to soloists and smaller groups a bit more, they'll look at introducing more variety and scale within smaller ships. The RSI's Use series is a really good sign for me in this regard, as I can see, for example, a small bounty hunting crew working
cool.
their way up from a budget-conscious Drake Blue into a more premium RSI's Use MR. I'd love to see a lot more of this, where the utility
I'll get
and
into
power
something
of
after
ships
this
can
video.
increase without the size and crew count getting out of hand every time. But with all that said, please do let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the content,
I agree.
please consider hitting the like and subscribe
And
buttons.
All right, thank you, Loud Guns. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm not going to run it all the way to the end, but I appreciate you. I love the video, love the concept. I think it provides a lot of really good talking points and things that we can discuss, you know, at different times. But I like the video. I like the breakdown. I like how we went about it. What's up? I like how he broke it down. I have counterpoints and arguments to his points, but I'm sure he would also have counterpoints and arguments to my points. So loud guns, everybody. Let me make sure I do this the right way. I'm gonna like that because I thought it was well done. Let's add that to the chat. Thought it was well done. Now, there are, back to what he was saying and what Vish and the other guys and Mr. E were saying, there are some people that want things, that want to be the ship mechanic, that want to do these mundane things, and people will do it. They're just a very rare breed. They're a very, very rare breed within video games that are willing to do stuff like that. Now, back to what Mr. E was saying, I think, and I'm not picking on Bill, but last night, Bill's crew was a prime example of everybody needs a role. He had like 8, 9, 10, 11 people in his Discord, and kind of everybody was just all over the place. And, you know, he was saying that, hey, you know, we need to get a little bit better organized. And it, especially when you're doing pirating or anything that involves multiple people, yeah, people need to have an assigned role, know what their role is, fill in that role and do it well. I'm not saying you have to be stuck to that role every single time you play with. Pick an org or pick a Discord group that you play with. Maybe next time you want to be the cargo guy and the other guy can be the tackler, or maybe you want to be in the fighter and the guy that was in the fighter the last time, he's going to be on the ground doing the FPF stuff. So, you know, everybody has to have an assigned role, and that also goes on the ships as well. You know, if you're going to be in a big ship, people are going to have roles. You're the gunner, you're the pilot, you're doing this. But my argument still stands. Nobody's going to want to sit in a scanning chair for all day. Nobody's going to want to. What's up, Chaos? Captain Dirty, how you doing, man? But yeah, everybody has to have an assigned role. You know, when I go into, like, even if it's just Marcus and Canop and they're screwing around, hey, what do you need me in? You know, if I get a chance to join Chaos Squad, before I even click join on them, I'm asking, hey, what do you need? What do you need me to fly? What do you need me to do? Same with Bill. You know, when I joined him last night, even though it was short-lived because Star Citizen, what's up? I ask, hey, what do you need? You know, do you need a tackler? Do you need a fighter? Do you need somebody kitted out in FPS gear? Do you need a cargo ship? So we gotta everybody's gotta have a role within a crew like that. Volunteer for the anti-terrorist gunner. We parse roles and role playing, but they're different. Yes. Roles and piracy are important, but a good crew has the flexibility to swap roles in the flies. Correct, Chaos. Correct. But like, yeah, everybody needs a role. Everybody needs to know their responsibility. And then when shit really hits the fan and the bullets start flying, you need the ability to swap in and out of said role. Yeah. So since people were asking about the Arista, blah. Think about progression. If I'm a scanner or a medic, there is nothing to progress to. A bigger med bed. If you're the captain, your progression is a bigger ship, etc. Yeah. But right now, like, that's the whole thing with Star Citizen right now. There is no progression at all. The only progression there is to make more money to buy more ships. And half of those ships, some of them don't even really have a role, or they have a role, but it doesn't fill out their role well. So, yeah. So one way to fix that, and you would have to tell the Discord or tell the org, you have to be on push to talk. And then outside of that, there is a way, there would have to be a way, Discord would have to come up with a way. I know TeamSpeak has it, and then there's another one where you can put people as, like, say, squad leaders. You can put you can get, like, let's say there's 30 people. you can have the captain or the lead. Then you could have like 3 squad leaders, right? Those squad leaders only can voice the people in their squad, but the squad leaders can talk to each other and the leader can talk to each other. I think that's on, I think there's a couple of voice places that have it, but you have to pay a lot of money to get those roles and everything like that. At least when I was looking into TeamSpeak, and that was many years ago. So let's talk about this new ship. Let's talk about this new ship.
What's going on, guys?
This is Marcus Wynn. If you haven't already, check him out. This is everything you need to know about the RSI Arasta, or the Rastafarian. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it the Rasta. So let's check out this ship. Let's hear what Marcus has got to say about it.
What's going on, guys? Welcome into another video. The RSI Arasta just got released.
The Rasta
as its concept.
Does
So
it have priority?
like I've done
Really,
in the
Chaos?
past,
That's
is do a
awesome.
deep dive and talk about this ship. And this ship has some fantastic specs. So
Right, who
anyone
is this
who's got an
Marcus
RSI
guy?
Arasta, you just got a hell of a
Who
ship.
let him be on the
Not only
channel?
Is it good at mining, but I think it's going to be able to defend itself well. It's going to be able to do a lot of different things very, very well. So
I need
without
more
further
coffee.
ado, let's get directly into today's video. So you come over here to the RSI page for the Arasta, and they pretty much
The
have like,
Rasta.
a general overview.
So there's a couple of reasons why I picked Marcus. Number one, he's a friend and he's a big member of this community and this channel. But secondly, I've seen a couple other videos on this ship, and he's at 3.69 now, 3.69K now. I choose Marcus not only because he's a friend and he's a big member of this community and he's done a lot over here, but he gives a no-nonsense, very logical approach to a lot of these, where when you watch some of these other ship reviews, it gets very, very, very hopium and copium laced very quickly. So I hope that Marcus is his normal self and just lays it out how it is.
About the Arasta. So it says mining refined, tackle the biggest jobs in the furthest reaches of the galaxy with the RSI flagship deep space mining rig. The large
No, it wasn't money for extra features. It was just expensive. Like back in the day, I think TeamSpeak was like $24.99 or something like that.
Handled by a skeleton crew and on one ship, providing the crew is skilled, and the ship is the Arasta. Completely self-contained platform with habitation for 5, 3 independent industrial mining turrets, onboard refinery, stout defensive capabilities, and more. The Arasta lets you take on the massive operations, however remote.
Interesting.
And it just goes on to talking more about the Arasta in here.
The Rasta.
Down here it says take on the gargantuan jobs, mining on a massive scale. A trio of remotely operated rail-mounted turrets.
Ooh, they're remote operated.
Mining turrets allow for flexibility on your setup. Divide and conquer 3.
Thank you for the 12 likes today, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Focus your efforts to take on one truly enormous endeavor that even corporate mining fleets would find daunting. So this ship is truly, truly special. Fully self-sufficient, full-scale onboard refinery. No need to ship off
really
raw
cool.
Or for processing. The Arasta's onboard refinery puts many dedicated facilities to shame, capable of processing massive quantities of raw ore quickly and more efficiently with minimal intervention from the crew.
Now, I wonder if you're going to have to push this stuff off the ship to sell it, like put it onto a cargo ship. I'm sure he'll cover it.
Do the work. So again,
this will be fun to pirate. Like if you,
overview,
this would be a fun ship to pirate.
We have down here some gallery, and we have the specs. But what we have to
3 remote
is
laser and a tractor beam.
These
Nice.
specs are not the specs that you want to look at. Okay.
512 SCU.
Up here, we're going to take a look.
This is what I'm looking at right here. 512 external SCU storage. That's going to be a lot of fun to pirate, guys. Come on. Let's agree to that. This would be a fun ship to pirate. It would be a fun ship to board as well.
With that in just a second. So this is the actual PDF brochure of the specs for the Arastra. And I don't know
The
how well you guys can see
Rasta.
this. I have to zoom in quite a bit, but we're gonna go to each
5
thing. I'm gonna let you know
Pilot
what
seat,
everything on this
co-pilot,
screen
2
says.
mining.
Okay, so main, we have role mining crew 5 stations, 1 pilot seat, 1 co-pilot seat, 2 mining gunner stations, 1 engineering. Length 124.
This is going to be a
meters
hot
landed,
ship when it comes out.
or flight 124 meters, landed 116 meters. So you're getting a little bit shorter.
This is
ship
going to
when
be
the
a
ship's
real
landed.
hot ship.
With 64 in flight mode, 60 millimeters landed. So there is a little bit of transforming with the ship.
The last time I looked at TeamSpeak, to be 1,000% honest, Adam, it was like 10, 15 years ago when I was playing a lot more of the fantasy role-playing games. And, you know, we had 5 dedicated members, and then I'd say about another 10, 15, like, casual guys that would come in and out and join us. And we were looking into doing something like this, and we ended up, because we were doing like raids and shit like that, and we needed certain people to take certain roles, and we didn't want all the crosstalk like Jim was talking about. But it we looked into it, and not everybody wanted to put in the $5 or whatever it was, because like I said, it was like 20 or 25 bucks a month at the time when we were looking into it. But like I said, this was 10, 15 years ago that we looked into TeamSpeak. What we ended up settling on was a free one where we could, it kind of had like roles that you could set and put, I don't want to say priority speaking, but kind of a way to, sort of a way to do it. And that was Xfire. And I don't believe they exist anymore. I haven't used them in years.
Cargo, we have 64 SCU internal, and then external, we have 512 XCU. Of course,
64 SCU is pretty massive. The amount of
radar,
weapons and
power plants,
armor you can fit in 64 SCU is massive.
Shields. Over here, we have 3 remote mining lasers, and we have 1 remote tractor beam. So that's fantastic that the ship's getting a tractor beam in addition to the mining lasers. But down here are the weapons.
Wow.
Now, this is where this ship gets nutty. Okay.
Look at the weapons on this thing.
Turrets, we got 3 size 3, and I kind of have this broken down here.
They have 3 size 3 and a remote turret.
So let me just
4 size 3. Woo!
So you got 3 remote turrets with 4 size 3 guns. Okay. Then you have 4 size 4 missile racks, or you could put 8 size 1 missile racks for a total of 32 size 1 missiles. You could do 2 size 5 missile racks with 4 size 3 missiles, or you could do the 8 size 3s. So again, this ship has plenty of firepower, but it gets better. Okay. You have 4 size 4 pilot controlled weapons and 2 size 5 pilot controlled weapons. So this is kind of like, in a way, like the Corsair, right? The Corsair has the 4 size 5s and the 2 size 4s.
Dude, this ship is going to be nutty.
4 size 4s and 2 size 5s. So this thing is going to be
You're definitely going to need
DPS.
5.
Initially, when I was, thinking about this shit.
I forgot about Mumble.
I'm going to move over right here. Okay.
Put
Initially,
up a
when I
mall.
was thinking about this ship,
Put up a mall. I want to see
I would
this.
probably rather bring something like a couple of Furies on board to better help protect the ship, because I wasn't sure about how the ship was going to be armored, and that's why I wanted to wait to make this video until we got the brochure.
Right, Brian?
That way I could be exactly sure of what this ship is going to have, and this ship's going to be fantastic.
I want to see how big it is versus a Connie.
It has a org that does mining, and
Pagan, did you open your wallet for this?
A couple of your friends.
How much is this thing? Anybody know how much this thing is?
To come with you. So 4 people on this ship could effectively run it. As you're doing your mining and stuff like that.
Damn.
The pilot can just simply get up.
I don't even mine. I mine a little bit here and there. I dabble. I dabble in it. This thing's giving me a nerd boner right now. This thing is awesome. How much is this thing? Let me guess, like $500, $600.
Up and go man the engineering station to start the refining
Ooh.
process. Or on
Nerd
anything
boner
like
went
that.
away.
So you don't really need the fifth person. The fifth person, I think, will just be a luxury.
Oh yeah, for sure, chaos for sure.
When engineering comes on board, I think you're going to want to
The
have
nerd
that
boner went
engineering
away with the 575.
band,
Damn.
just because they can do both roles. They
Can
can
I've
take care of
got
your
one?
engineering gameplay, and they can do the refinery
The
stuff too.
Seeker, you bought one? Don't tell the I don't know your wife. I won't tell. I won't. Hey, bros before hoes. Not that your wife is. I'm not saying that your wife is one. I'm just saying, you know, bros before hoes.
Currently, but yeah, I think this ship's gonna be like fantastic.
Dude,
weapons,
I want to get
what's
on board
capable
one
of
of these
doing,
things.
Everything is capable of doing. So real quick, I just want to show you guys the scale of the ship. So the first thing I'm going to pull out is the mole.
Yes, yes. I wanted to see this. This was the first thing I said. Give me the mole.
So we can get like a size comparison. So this is the Arastra next to the mole.
Damn.
Completely dwarfs it. Like you could probably put.
You could put one in it.
A couple
probably put
moles
two in it.
Man. Like look, you got a mole there. You got a mole there. You got a mole here.
So this is the size of 4 moles. Damn.
That's 4 moles.
Damn.
Okay. That's literally 4 moles right there. 4 moles.
This is going to be. So if this is 575, I can definitely see this being somewhere in the range of 10 to 18 million in game. Damn. Probably within the next 18 months. Thanks, Jim. Thanks. Appreciate you, dude.
Doesn't get much better than that, guys.
That is a huge damn ship.
So we got the mole here.
Captain Dirty. I may not be the best pilot in the verse, but I'm pretty darn good at FPS. I want to be on your FPS crew. That's what I want to do. I want to be on the FPS crew. I want to board ships like this. I want to kick indoors and shoot people in the face.
And I want to bring out some other industrial ships. I want to bring out.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate you, man.
The Caterpillar.
Yeah, you're probably right, Brian. Fuck, that thing is big.
Caterpillar. Almost the same in length.
You chained it, yeah.
Of course, the
that's the way to do it. I think. I mean, you still pay a lot of money, but it's
just so
it's
you guys can
cheaper.
see the scale of this ship because I think it's amazing.
Put out the Connie. Let's see how big it is versus the Connie.
The
Connie.
Carrack.
Come on.
Get that squirrel off my dick.
What's up, squirrel?
He's not allowed to come on my dick.
We can see here the Carrack is a little bit taller, but the Arastra is much wider.
Oof. Yeah, this is gonna fly like a giant ass.
I would prefer to have this one over this one because I just feel like this.
I would take
the exploration ships don't have.
Let's say let's play imagination. Imagination. If this was in game right now, nobody would buy this ship. It would be all about this. This would be the one that everybody would be buying. Nobody would yeah, it's cool, but it doesn't have half the features that this ship has. And this is far more weapons related. Like with the weapons on there, weapons relation to this thing. Oh my God. She is, I would take this. I would take the I'm going to forever call it the Rasta. I'm going to take the Rasta over the Carrack any day. Any day. And at 512 external SCU, I'm going to take this over to Caterpillar. If I have the crew to run the turrets. But yeah, this is a thick bitch. She's thick. She is real thick. I'm going to assume that the back half, like probably the middle half here, like I don't know exactly where, but like the middle is probably going to be the refinery, and then the back end is going to be where all the cargo is.
Have in the game right now much gameplay. I feel like a ship like the Arasta is going to be very, very good.
The Rasta.
And in a place like Pyro,
who knows, Squirrel?
That many weapons
probably
on your ship,
overpowered when it first comes out.
You know, you're going to be able to protect yourself adequately from pirates and things like that. People who want to try to come and steal your cargo. So let's get the
Especially if you had just finished a mining op and you had
Now
like
let's go
a couple of
and
Furies
grab
in the
a
back to go
Hammerhead.
with all the
'Cause
turrets.
This is the
Oof.
ship that
Oof.
most closely resembles
Damn,
in
it's as
size
big as a hammerhead.
and sleekness.
Jeez.
Like they're almost the same.
That's true, Adam. That's true. Damn,
Yeah,
that's
they're
as
the
big
same.
as a. It's the same size as a hammerhead.
So yeah,
Holy cow!
this ship is fantastic. The amount of weapons, the ability to refine your ore, the ability to do all that stuff in
Damn,
one location,
guys.
it's going to be good. It's going to be good for people who like mining, who don't want to wait for those jobs. It's like you can mine, refine,
And then
sell,
deliver
you
it.
know what I mean?
Deliver.
I'm
Deliver.
not sure. It should be able to get to the jump points and all that stuff just fine. It should be able.
It's
to
gonna
go
have a
between
huge fuel
Stain
tank.
and Pyro,
Guarantee it.
I think. So you shouldn't run too many issues. And if you do, like I said, you have plenty of firepower to deal with. Any
Also
pirates you may
correct.
run
I'm
up
torn
against.
between Adam and Chaos
Not
on this
many-
one.
Not many people are going to want to take
Right?
damage from 4 size 4s and 2 size 5s. I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, this thing has A2 levels of firepower. This thing has Corsair levels of firepower.
Getting the
That's just
nose
from
on it
from the
is going
it's
to be
more-
hard,
It's
though.
more comparable to the Corsair because the A2 doesn't get control of like some of those other remote turrets. But this thing having control of those 4 size 4s and those 2 size 5s, that's Corsair levels
yeah.
of power right there. It's not.
The only time I've ever seen anybody repel a pirate attack has been Jack, and they had already downed his ship, and he was fighting them on the ground. And then it became a tug of war between his cargo ship and his friend, and Mongrel Squad and their cargo ship and their couple of buddies. So it's, I mean, I've never, but you're right. I've never seen anybody successfully defend a pirate attack. The ship is usually disabled or soft death, and that I very ever rarely see boarding. But I would love to board a ship and like this. There's not much to board in here and fight against. There's usually just one guy, and same with the Carrack. There's usually just one guy. But damn, this would be a fun ship to attack and board. But my only counterpoint is if this thing is going to fly like a hammerhead. It's going to be a big boat. It's going to be a slow turner. Getting those big guns on target is going to be a problem, unless you're fighting against another big ship. You know that. But yeah, outside of pirate defense, Jack is the only guy I've ever seen do it, at least on YouTube or in video or anything like that. He's the only one I've seen that's ever done it.
Quite the same, with it being a little bit reversed, but still that's a lot of DPS.
Oh yeah, for sure,
And if you put that
Chaos,
onto
for sure.
ballistics, it's going to be even more crazy. So I can't wait to see some ballistic Arastas out there shredding.
Ballistic
out there in the reverse, man. It's
Rasta.
going to be nice. And there's another thing.
You don't
that I
smoke
want
the
CSU
Rasta,
to
the
do,
Rasta
especially
smokes
when it
you.
comes to these mining lasers, just because of what a mining laser is, and it's this. So like, let's just say for instance, like someone comes too close to your mining ship.
Dude, the mining
They get a little
lasers
too
will
close for
rip right
comfort.
through the shield.
I feel like mining lasers should do. A lot
Oh
of
yeah,
damage
that's
to
right,
shields.
Jack.
Like
That's
if they can
or,
get their
Adam.
lasers
That's
on you
right.
for a
Jack
couple
did
of
do that.
seconds, it should melt straight through your shields and give you whole damage, like pretty much like instantly, just because of how hot these lasers get, because they're designed to melt rocks, right? And our ships are made of like refined ore, right? So theoretically, it should melt through ships pretty easily. In my
Yeah.
opinion.
So you
So I
actually
hope
have
that
3 extra
CIG does
weapons
something
on
with
this
the
thing
lasers,
with the mining
just to make
lasers if
this
they
thing
get
is
too
like,
close.
okay, this is a ship that you
They get
fuck
within
around and find out.
50
And,
meters of you.
Yeah. So that's pretty much going to be my deep dive into
Right,
the Rasta.
Chaos?
Let me know if you guys were able to pledge for this or are able to upgrade or CCU chain to this. Right now,
Thanks,
the
JT.
Rasta
Hey, you have a good
is
meeting, man.
525 right now for sticking along.
Oh,
It's 575.
this is so much
for
money.
IE. Let me know if you guys
It's so
were
much
able to
money.
get this ship. I wanted to get one. My boy Cam got one. My homegirl Carly got one. Shout out to you guys. So I don't think I need to get one because people in my org already have one. So, but I still think it's a fantastic ship. Hopefully you guys can get it. It's a limited concept sale. So if you're thinking about pulling the trigger on this one, do it. You're going to get a mole and I believe you're going to get a prospector as a loaner. So you're going to get some decent loaners out of this one, and that's going to be my time, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Thanks, Marcus. All right, whoa. Nope. Go back.
What's going on,
Go back. Go back. Thanks, Marcus. I really appreciated that breakdown. That was a really good breakdown. Give you that like. Do that live. We're going to do it live with that like. We're going to do it live. There you go. You know, I don't mind enough to justify 575, but that would be a fun ship. That would be a fun ship. That would definitely be a fun ship. That would definitely be a fun ship to fly around in. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. I need another cup of coffee. Thirsty, and coffee is awesome. So I'll be right back. Just give me 2-3 minutes and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. You know, I just want to let you guys know, hey, we got merch. Coffee tastes better when you drink it out of a Scarred Citizen mug. I mean, honestly, if you guys want to buy the stuff, go ahead. I was asked by a few people to make it. I made some stuff. Check it out if you'd like. I put it on the lowest possible setting. I make like 40 cents when you guys buy this stuff. So it's not about me making money. It's just about you getting stuff if you want it. Rep the community we're building here. That's all. That is all. I'm not here to make money off you guys. I'm here to have fun with you guys. Hang out, chill, and just, hang out. It's a good time, guys. It's a good time. I love doing this stuff. I love hanging out with you guys. I love hearing all the different opinions come in. Everybody had, like, earlier, we had a really good back and forth without anybody getting angry at each other. or going over the top. We could just go back and forth with each other about pay to win, not pay to win. And people, like, you know, went back and forth on it. And it was really good. I like having conversations like that. We're adults here. We can have good conversation without, you know, typing in all caps and saying your mom. So, you know, I appreciate you guys. Whoa, 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 whoa.
What's going on, guys? Welcome into the video.
Yeah, things went a little crazy. So we're going to watch a short video and then another long, you know what? Yeah, I know exactly what we're going to do. I know exactly what we're going to do. Guys, this is Wicked Wookie. I'm sure you all heard of him. I love his stuff. I love laughing. So we're going to have a laugh together.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Scooter coming to you from the beautiful Brios Breaker Yard on Damer. Today, we got the Arger SRV, Scooter's Recovery Vehicle. Now, we don't just sell ships, no sir. We also run a wrecker service, so if you run out of fuel, power plant go out, or happen upon some miscreants, we can tow you back into town, Bo. Now, if you're wanting a scooter recovery vehicle for yourself, we're 100% unauthorized dealer of them. Yes, sir. This RV, of course, has your main tow arm right here.
Nah, that was on Twitch. That was on Twitch.
That'll be operational any day now as soon as that firmware update comes.
The firmware
and
update.
This old girl has got 8 engines, folks. 6 of which double as VTOLs. Y'all know I like a good VTOL. And she can pull darn near anything. Small ships, big ships, your mother-in-law. And she even has a cargo bay for those legitimate salvage jobs. Inside this RV, you got your cockpit with an excellent field of view right here above your bull bars, followed by your component room, which has state-of-the-art component doors.
Ooh. Look at those doors.
Then you got your living quarters, and it's got everything you need.
Right, Adam?
Bunk, weapons locker, suit locker, picnic bench, mashed potato and gravy dispenser, and of course the Thumper Dumper 5000 with a privacy glass, and totally not at all unsettling night lights. And it's a great way to do snag and grabs if you got a buddy that's in a tight pinch. All right, Billy, hang on to your double dog.
That's awesome.
Now, I know what you're thinking, but Scooter, that ship ain't got no weapons. Well, that fella's moving along now, wasn't he? Excuse me for one moment, folks. I'll be right back.
Those engines do look cool. He saved Mima! He saved Mima!
Bomb Scooter. Bomb Scooter.
Hey, buddy. I think you forgot this one.
That was awesome. That was
All
awesome.
right, folks, if you want to take this old girl for a test flight, well,
man.
not this particular one. This one's mine. You can't have this one. But another one just like it, you come on down, you tell Scooter sent you. Y'all have a good evening. Woo!
Oh, man. Classic Scooter. Classic Scooter. Love it. Doing that one live, too. Giving that like live. Oh, man. That was really good. That was real good. Make sure you check out Scooter. I'm sure all of you guys here have checked out Scooter and are probably sub to him, but that guy's awesome. I love his stuff. All right. We're going to do Voidy, and then I think after we do Voidy, what time is it? Depends on what time it is. After Voidy, we might have room for 2 more. We might. Voidy.
It's that time of the year when I've used up all the ludicrous space game space adventure footage that was coherent enough to turn into patented Voidyvid space adventures, and now I have no more content because I've been away for a few days on an epic safari adventure.
Ooh.
But not to worry, because
Did you just
I
say
have a video
move?
folder on my computer labeled awesome backup content for handsome viewers that I didn't think was usable. Therefore, welcome to the first and probably last Voidyvid's ludicrous space compilation video space show. Let's begin.
Oops.
Blew myself up with a bomb.
Oops.
Known Crusader Spirit A1 enthusiast, Nerve has a particular set of skills.
What is it, size 4 or 5? Cannons, I can finish the freelancer.
Oh yeah, we can take out the freelancer. Melissa. Oh!
There's the bomb. Okay.
I blew him up with the bombs.
Damn! Damn, he hit it in the air.
Is he soft deathed?
He's
falling out of the sky. I think I shut down his engines. I think he's...
Damn!
His EM's...
What did you hit him with?
Bomb.
Grievous bombing. I killed him inside the
Yeah,
ship.
he did an arrow video.
Man, how incredible. I'm sure this skill will come in clutch in this upcoming 100% tactical and professional piracy operation, because we're in a Mercury star runner now, and as you know, all good ships have a name. So I decided to call this one Inconspicuousness.
0.9.
Got a Caterpillar Pirate at SMO1 on demo.
Oh yeah?
Good.
I'm on the way to Daymar right now.
Are we on our server? No, okay, I'll be log and I'll come through.
I've just got you. I haven't confirmed if he's buying. He's on the pads.
Okay, I'll bird log and come join you.
Turn around and go grab the blue.
Oh. I'm loading into the server now.
I found the guy. He is staring at me, and I just realized I look like such a fucking pirate.
Oh god. God, will I get there in time?
Yeah.
This whole thing's going down at Crusader.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, Adam.
Keep eyes on him now, it's the best thing we can do.
This is the patch that ship trespassing is in now, right?
See when he gets onto the ship, like, get scans off.
It's that
I don't know, Jim. I never really flew one to begin with. I never really flew. It's not that I'm not a fan of the MSR. I just never really fly.
Oh, he's taking off.
Oh shit.
Yep.
My pants are still on though.
I see him.
I'm coming. It's
Do
gonna
I
be a
engage?
while. We're gonna have to.
Do I?
I could try drop a bomb on him. That's all I can.
You're gonna have to.
You're gonna have to, bro.
Ooh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Drop the bomb
Yeah,
on
he
him.
doesn't have long.
Do I engage?
Leave it for now.
Oh, it just missed. It just missed.
Oh, just missed.
Another.
And if I get another one off, he's...
Oh, he's gone.
Oh! What was he pointed at? What was he pointed at?
Oh, M1, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
jump
M1.
it.
Is he there? He's
Yes,
there.
I didn't spot him.
How
Oh.
unfortunate that known quantum interdictor, it's not fair, was mere moments too late in his mantis to guarantee that hit. Being late is unacceptable. Who even acts this way? We're in a Drake interplanetary Corsair now, and as you know, all good ships have a name, so I decided
hear
to
it.
call this one Late to the Party.
Late to the party.
I've arrived too late, so I'm not gonna make it.
Focus rear.
Got an engine.
Yeah, the engine's off. Yeah.
Guys, whoever's still here, be sure to stick around to the end. We got some channel announcements again. Most of them are rehashes, but make sure you stick around to the end.
Yep. I'm gonna slow down and find out.
Oh, hold.
That looked like hard death.
That was hard death. Yeah.
That was
Wow,
just.
you guys-
Hey, it's Gabadoosh.
Firing.
I wasn't firing either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
blasted
too-
off one engine.
Too much
and
alpha
then-
lucky. It's the risk with soft death, yeah. But let's follow him down. Can be lucky with it.
I'm trying to grab some cargo here.
I think
I did it.
I think
No,
I think a wing just fell off off your Corsair.
Yep.
Yeah, I
He's
did.
falling very close to Armistice. Was it? Oh no, that's an 890 jump.
Yeah.
Oh, at Armistice. Fuck.
Yeah, that's all Armistice though.
I don't think we can nick any of his cargo now.
You know,
Well,
some
let's
people get
see where-
bored,
how
don't
close
like
it lands.
me. That's fine.
That's
I don't
ruining
cry about
SRB.
it.
Right.
The cargo might be too close to the Armistice zone, but we're able to now put
He almost
the new
scooped that.
Argo SRV to good use, despite what known shipmaster John Crew has to say on the matter.
It's for good people who like to help others, unlike Drake owners.
Therefore, known good person Major Star Stuff helps this unfortunate cargo-filled wreck get back into space for easy and safe dissemination into our fake space money bank accounts.
The one with cargo, huh?
Get it, boys.
Yeah, this other one over here. That looks like you got it. Is it moving? Yeah, it's moving.
Oh no way! It works.
Yeah, it looks like it. Now, if you gently pull yourself out into space, then we should.
Look at that.
We're at Daejunmar now because the war for stealing people's licit and illicit cargo never stops, and Nerv and I were hoping to hit some drug runners making their way to Brio's Breaker Yard, but we ended up hitting our faces against some sweaty pro-elite PvP dogfighter boys instead, and it wouldn't be a voidy vid without
That's
some
funny,
mindless,
Adam.
vaguely consensual PvP railgunning. I
Vaguely
guess.
consensual.
Gladius, IBAN 72. Yeah, he's on me. Do you have a railgun ready? Try bringing him closer to you. Yeah, it's hitting me now.
Get him, Voidy. It's hard to hit a full speed Gladius like that. Missed.
Nice.
You got him?
Nice. On the ground. Oh, is my game crashing? Oh, game crashed.
Mindless PvP can be a lot of fun, but it's so much more fun when there's lucrative, ludicrous space game cargo
Yes,
involved.
exactly,
as well. So
exactly,
we're in another
Voidy.
Drake Interplanetary Corsair now, and as you know,
My buddy
all good
Star-Lord?
ships have a name, so I
My buddy
decided-
Star-Lord back in the day, I don't know how good he is with it now, but my buddy Star-Lord back in the day, this was before I was, I'm not sure, yes, it was before I was streaming. I watched this man hit it with one shot, a saber moving at about, I'd say somewhere between 400 and 600 meters a second on a clear left to right, and he shot it and it just absolutely downed it. There was another night, you know, the infamous Med Runners night. This man put down like 8 ships with a railgun. It was awesome.
Let's call this one utter fucking chaos. After having hit the
Right.
stacked Hercules C2 and painstakingly transferred all the pre-3.20 single SCU containers, the hit was uncharacteristically going off without a hitch, until we arrived at
Oh, so this was
Reclamation Disposal
pre-320.
Orinth on Hurston for the sell. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Guys, there is someone active on the ground. I haven't found him.
Cool. Okay.
Right,
Someone active on the
Mr.
ground.
E?
He might have
This,
been the
I
pilot
love
of the
this
Connie.
guy.
Yeah. You guys need help up there?
Marcus's new
No, we're fine on
videos
this
and
guy.
Voidy,
Looks like
if I
on the
could
ground.
meld the two
You might just
together,
mean
I
terrible
would.
building.
But I can't
You're
do
a
funny. I
fictitious
can't
seller,
script
though,
funny.
Voidy,
I
that's,
can
an issue.
I can walk into funny, I can add on, or I can time it naturally, but I can't script it. I've tried. I can't script it.
Sometimes I'm gonna go land this, so thanks for taking.
Anybody in there? Nobody home.
South place is clear. It's me. I've cleared the...
You sure?
Yeah, but there's
Yeah,
definitely a
find
guy
the guy.
on the ground here
No, I
somewhere.
can find him. I just cleared before I entered.
Right, is someone covering Voidy's back?
I'm in the air.
I'm in the air, but I'm having some loading issues.
Okay, has
Lots of
anyone had a
barrel.
look at the Andromeda to see if the
Unreal
Oh,
Interface.
you made like
because your
119
disposal,
thou
that's the guy,
off that
that's the-
barrel.
the-
That's not
the
bad.
Connie
It's
pilot.
not bad.
Let's just get Sal first and then
Sell
The
then worry
thing
about
is,
the sign.
what's going to go wrong?
Can we
Void
please
is
deal with
involved.
find the guy
What
on
is
the
going to go wrong?
Yes, it's Unreal Entropy. He was being picked up by the Aurora. Aurora's dead. He's still on the ground.
Where, Vin?
Well, I was able to make a successful Sol. He didn't come out, so he's. I mean, if he was camping for Sols, he would.
I know Gabadoosh. I did I reacted to one of his videos. He contacted me. He was. He's pretty. He seems like a pretty cool dude.
There's a dead body here. Huh? What was the guy's
Check if
name?
his name is Unreal Entropy or if it's something else.
It's Shyrock 1.
Guys, we've hit Soul lock, so.
No, yeah, me neither. Me neither, Mr.
Oh, shit,
E.
so it only accepts
Me
a
neither.
certain amount per hour or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Use this for the Starkitten helmet.
Dude, someone's fucking jacked my caddy.
How did they get in here?
Oh, dude,
Last one fair.
I'm being
They're in
targeted
here,
and
bro.
shot at? What the?
Hey, I got stunned in the sail room.
Guys, we've got people in the air shooting.
Cool, it's fun. That's Simtex, bro. That's Simtex.
Cougar. Dude.
Yeah, you just.
Cougar, you should
Semtex, sorry, man, you didn't have a party.
Dude,
Fucking bro.
that's Unreal Entropy jacked my thing.
Cougar, you are shooting at me.
Caddy Blue,
Wait,
guys.
There's a lot of confusion going on.
Caddy Blue.
Oh, please.
Why is Cougar's marker on the Cutty Blue?
Because he hijacked me. That's what I'm trying to say, dude.
Oh,
Heads bumps, please.
And I can't get up. I'm like stuck on the ground.
Okay, we'll just protect the Cuddy. He can't do anything like unless he comes all the way
Dude,
down
this
here.
is getting crazy.
So just chill. Just be very evasive, Gaddy.
I'm trying to punch him.
Trying to punch him.
Gaddy, bring him closer to here. I've got a rail.
I punched his ass out.
Oh, did you get him?
He's gone. He's
nice,
dead.
Cougar.
Yeah, just stomp in his face. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Got no body walking.
Wow. Everything went to shit real fast.
He's back up. He's back up.
Oh my
sakes.
Sometimes you got to kill your own friend to stop the heist.
Okay, I just fell out my Connie. My caddy.
Oh my god.
Just.
I got one shot on him.
Just do it, Voidy.
2 shots.
Just don't hit me.
Ooh, barely missed that third one.
I think I've got him though.
Oh,
yeah.
you got him!
Oh, we got him.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, he's dropping. Yeah, is that soft death or?
Stupid heart emoji's in the way. I can't see what you're saying.
Yeah, no, that's soft death. I'm gonna. Yeah, it's soft death.
Voidy could probably.
Yeah. He's dead. He blew up in there.
Be the first round
I shot him.
Woo with a railgun.
Nice one, Gaddy.
Still waiting for so.
That should be the
That
was
went
the guy
to
who was on the
shit
ground.
fast.
He jacked Cougar's ship, so that was him.
Yeah.
Man, what epic gameplay. We truly are the best, worst pirates.
The best, worst pirates.
Team. Thank you, channel Patreons and channel members, for all your support.
Thank you, Voidy.
Thinking of
Thank you, Voidy. You're the man. You're the man. We'll share that. That was a good one. That was a really good one. Takes a lot of practice, Jim. Takes a lot of practice. It's not easy to hit something with the railgun, and it's even worse in space. What did blame Chrissy? Yeah. Player unable to die. Stupid heart emoji. In the 80 player test. Interesting. 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 All right. That was Voidy. That was a good time. I always have a good time watching his videos. What time is it? We'll end it on this one. This is Obsidian Ant. This is from 2 weeks ago. It's called The Surprising and Unfortunate Change That Is Redefining the Genre. The thumbnail is "Are Space Games Dead?" I don't think so. Let's see. Let's see what. Yeah, that's pretty important, Adam. If players aren't dying because of the replication layers borked. Which means that patch will end up being delayed. Hopefully it's not delayed forever. Well, let's see what Obsidian Ant's got to say about the changes in the sci-fi genre.
The future of space games. What would you like to see? Do you feel the future of the genre is about to stagnate? Or do you feel there's a whole bunch of innovation on the way? Now, based upon what we've seen just in 2023 so far, there's very strong arguments to be made for both cases, both the possibility of innovation as well as the possibility of stagnation in 2024 and beyond.
I hope it doesn't stagnate.
And let's not forget how over the years the definition of what a space game actually is has completely changed. Let me know in the comment section what you feel a space game is and what it should be. So going forward, it seems to me that space games are going to be divided into two completely separate camps. Those games which have a very heavy focus on spaceships.
Is this Elite Dangerous that we're seeing here?
Great examples of this, of course, are Star Citizen as well as Elite Dangerous. Other games expand the scope considerably, having less of a focus on spaceships and more of a focus on other areas.
Star Atlas, unfortunately.
Specifically, examples of this would be Starfield
I said the Star
and
Atlas.
No Man's Sky.
I said
so
Star
where
Atlas.
Where is the future heading for this once very niche genre? Now, before we get too deep into this, just want to point out that this will be one of my rambly videos, so if you do enjoy those, do stick around.
I love rambly videos. Let's go.
2023
Let's have a discussion.
Has completely upended what it means to be a space game. It's also completely redefined the scale and size of the genre. This, of course, is all thanks to Starfield, which has brought a whole load of new eyes into this field of gaming.
I'll agree with that.
Little niche. In some ways, this is undoubtedly going to be a good thing. In others, perhaps not so much. Interestingly, I do think over the years the definition of what it means to be a space game
this is ED, it doesn't look bad for being 10 or 12 years old or however old it is.
Spaceships to more towards a focus on life in space in general. Or to put it another way,
if you guys want to play with the soundboard,
the expansion of focus. A great example of this and how it turned out to be somewhat detrimental is Elite Dangerous. This was undoubtedly once the king of space games, and I'm sure some people still feel it is. After all, it's got a fantastic one-to-one galaxy and one of the best, if not the best, flight model in all of space gaming. Yet, with Elite's expansion Odyssey, the focus moved away from being exclusively on spaceships towards being more of a general space life sim. I've documented my opinion on this elsewhere many times before, so we won't go into all that again. But needless to say, a lot of other people have expressed their own thoughts and opinions on this as well, with some people being in favour of it, and other people, well, not quite so much.
I heard people really did not like...
whatever your personal opinion about Odyssey actually is,
the Odyssey
one fact is
update,
inarguable.
DLC,
and that is, Elite Dangerous is no longer exclusively 100% about spaceships. This is a changing trend we can see all throughout the entire genre. Star Citizen, of course, right from the start, was pretty much detailed as being a life sim, a space life sim, where you're not only flying spaceships, but also existed
How you doing,
as
Chase?
a character.
I gotta update your streamer bot thing
too.
too.
To say that spaceships are not a massive focus for Star Citizen, because
guys, Chase has some Star Citizen content along with like Scum and some other games over on his channel. Give him a check out. For sure, give him a check out. The channel name is the same as his game, his little tag right there. So give him a check out.
Obviously, they are both in terms of funding, but also in terms of how the entire game is pieced together.
Pirate.
But also, let's be clear, Star Citizen
Hey,
does come
thanks for
from
stopping by, Dirty. I appreciate you, man.
Firstly, it started its life in 2012.
Hopefully Star Citizen works itself out,
Chris
at least
Roberts
from my end.
Whose focus, well, is generally on space games. So it makes sense, right, that the focus for Star Citizen would definitely surround spaceships. But if we look to other games, other big titles in the genre, things feel somewhat different. And just quickly, if I may, please do consider liking and subscribing this video if you're at all finding it interesting. It really does help both the channel as well as the video. Now, when it comes to No Man's Sky, of course, ships
I've heard
are
No
a big
Man's
part of
Sky.
the game, but
I've heard No Man's Sky is good, but it's so cartoony that it turns a lot of people off. I mean, it looks interesting to me. I don't know, the like cartoon graphics kind of do turn me off a lot. And I mean, people can give me crap if they want about Starfield. I enjoy Starfield. I still have done almost none of the main quests. I've only done side quests and explored a little bit. The graphics are very dated and don't look like they belong in today's gaming realm. But that being said, I do have quite a bit of fun with Starfield. I do have fun. There's some mechanics that I really enjoy about that, and some things that I wish would be brought over to Star Citizen. One thing in particular, two things in particular that I wish would be brought over to Star Citizen is the watch, which is shown in the lower left-hand corner over here. Shows the planet, time of day, north, east, southwest, how much the gravity is, O2, etc. And then the star map. The star map is what really needs to be ported over from Starfield to Star Citizen. It's really cool. I would very much enjoy that. See, I'm not the biggest fan about Minecraft either. I mean, there's some elements about Minecraft that are kind of cool, but for the most part, it's too cartoony and too blocky for me. And No Man's Sky kind of falls in that realm. Borderlands, with the way they did their cartoonishness, looks great, but it's a totally different genre of game, obviously. Oops. Pushing buttons again.
they're by no means the main focus. In fact, whenever you see people playing, the vast majority of the time you see them playing down on the surface of planets. In fact, there's many areas of No Man's Sky.
See, I can't compare the map from Elite Dangerous. Never played Elite Dangerous. I don't know. Like, I have no opinion coming about Elite Dangerous other than the stuff I've heard from friends. But since I don't know what the map is like from Elite Dangerous, I'll still say, give me that Starfield. Give me that Starfield map over the map that we have in Star Citizen, for sure. DayZ and SC have a lot of parallels and can be compared pretty well. I wish that Star Citizen had more of the crafting and the medical gameplay that DayZ has. Even the medical gameplay from Tarkov is light years better than what Star Citizen has. It's either match the pen to what you need it to do, or get a medical gun that does everything. And then from there, it's get them to a med bed. And to me, that kind of medical gameplay is pretty... It's subpar for a game that's trying to emulate life, as they say.
Sky, which simply don't involve the presence of a ship, whether that's resource gathering down on the surface of planets, or base building, spelunking,
I gotta say, these
or even
if this is
seeking
Elite
out
Dangerous, these
sentinels
planets
on
look
planetary
very pretty.
surfaces. Not to mention those planet-bound settlements. Of course, there is activities in space. You can board massive space freighters and shipwrecks, although these two, you're generally not really controlling the spaceship, but rather inside massive spaceships.
Hey, it's
in
Earth.
short, when it comes to No Man's Sky, the spaceship is a vehicle simply used to get you from A to B, with a little bit of combat and other adventure thrown into the mix here and there. And then we come to the big title of 2023, Starfield. Now, when it comes to Starfield,
I enjoyed Starfield.
does
I don't
it
care if
fit
people
more
hated
into
it.
the
I enjoyed it.
spaceship-focused camps such as Elite Dangerous and Star Citizen, or does it fall more into the
ship modularity of Starfield is really cool. The one thing that I don't like about it, though, is if you change out things, even if you put it back the way it was, it will mess around with your ship's layout. And if you're like me and you're trying to build a ship, use that ship, and then you get access to more parts, even if you change it back, because you're like, nah, even though I got this new part, I don't like it. It redoes the habitation areas and the layout. I don't like that. I wish you had more control of the actual layout than you do. But the fact that the ships are modular are pretty damn cool. It's pretty damn cool, and it has crafting, which is why I like Starfield. There's crafting, there's resource gathering, there's actual exploration. Yeah, it's very rudimentary, but there's actual exploration. The mining I'm not a fan of. I like Star Citizen's mining, but I could go on and on about the comparisons between Starfield and Star Citizen. They're comparable games. People will be like, but Scarred, one's multiplayer and one's single player. I don't really give a rat's ass. There's a lot of things that could be brought over from Star Citizen to Starfield, and from Starfield to Star Citizen, and the two games absolutely should be compared. I don't care if they're multiplayer or not. There's absolutely things that can be compared between the two games.
Camp, where spaceships are a secondary aspect, such as No Man's Sky. Well, personally, I feel it's certainly very
same
much
here,
the
Jim.
later.
Same here.
Well, spaceships are very important when it comes to...
And the one thing that I... So we're still in the infancy or tier -0 or tier 0 of Star Citizen, is putting RMC in a ship and pressing a button and getting a multi-tool out in return. That is not crafting. That is manufacturing light. All right? That's what that is. That is not crafting. It is not crafting at all. I don't care if they do something as stupid as, it's not stupid, but as simple as DayZ, where you take stick 1, stick 2, combine rope, push a button, and you just see the little gray dial going around and filling up on your screen, and then voila, you have a bow to make fire, or you have a leg brace for your broken leg. I don't care if it's that rudimentary. Give me crafting. Please give me crafting. Give me crafting.
Starfield, you can pretty much continue to play the game even without a spaceship if you were so inclined.
It is a mediocre game, Squirrel. It's a jack of all trades, master of nothing. It's got a lot of good things sprinkled through it, and it's a good game. I give it a 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's not a great game. It's not a poor game. It's just kind of right in the middle.
To do so. Whilst there's a huge focus on spaceship building, and there's some pretty decent space combat, as well as other activities going on up in space with your spaceships, the ships themselves are by no means essential beyond the ability and their function to get you from A to B.
Yeah, I know it's disappearing eventually.
I feel that there's definitely been a
That's
massive
cool.
change in
That's
focus
really cool.
in space games
I like that.
over the past couple of years. In their pursuit to become the everything game, they've moved away from their focus on what really defines them and makes him so unique and so special. For the likes of Elite, Frontier Elite 2, Wing Commander series, the X-Wing series...
X-Wing series, hands down. Well, X-Wing series, hands down, one of the best space games ever. X-Wing, TIE Fighter, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Damn, those 3 games are still today some of my top 3 games of all time when it comes to space.
Spaceships were their primary identity.
Exactly, Jim. But we also need an economy. So I hate to keep pausing Obsidian, but we need crafting, but we also need an economy because, and we need 3 things. So we need the crafting, we need an economy, and then we need in-game trading. Not just throw it on the ground and here, take it. I'm talking about like player-to-player trading. Like that's we need that. Oh, Mystery, I'm not complaining. Like I agree. There's a lot of stuff from DayZ to Star Citizen that are very comparable. They're very comparable, even though they're 2 totally different games, 2 totally different genres. One is ginormous in scale. The other one's pretty big in scale. There's a lot of things that need to be compared between those 2 games, DayZ and Star Citizen, because once again, there's things from Star Citizen that could very well be a bonus for quality of life in DayZ, and then there's things in DayZ that should be in Star Citizen just because, well, it's Star Citizen, it's 2953 and all of that. But yeah, I love both games.
But can the same be said for Starfield and No Man's Sky? Whilst yes,
it's not a space sim, but it's a space game and should be compared to other space games.
The ships are an integral component. The games aren't exactly reliant on them, at least not to 100%
That's
pace,
right, Adam.
as with the examples I used just a moment ago. This then is a situation which continues to bring at the same question.
I will
back
say
to
these
my mind
landscapes
again
from ED
and
are
again.
beautiful.
What does this mean for the future of space games? Does it mean that all the future games are going to be variations of Starfield, GTA in space, or Red Dead Redemption in space?
I would pay good money for a GTA or a Red Dead in space. I would pay damn good money.
Skyrim in space even? And in so doing, would that mean the loss of that singular focus of spaceships and spaceflight in the wondrous cosmos? In short, this would mean the expansion.
I think, sorry to keep pausing, I think space flight is one of the most important things when you talk about space games. You know, I haven't played Elite. I've watched people play No Man, and I play and watch people play Star Citizen. So I'll compare those three games for what I see. No Man's is okay from what I've seen. I like Star Citizens, but it's too slow. Quantum travel needs to be faster. I don't want to spend 15 minutes in quantum every time I play the game. Just going from Microtech to Crusader, Crusader to Hurston. I mean, that's quite literally 12 minutes worth of flight time if you're using a Voyager or an Atlas. Like, I don't, like, what's the point? It should be faster. Starfield is, when it comes to combat, it's super arcadey. It has kind of the VAT system, which I don't understand. They have the VAT system in space, but they don't have the VAT systems on the ground. And then when it comes to travel, it's pretty much loading screen, loading screen, loading screen. Whether you're using the map or you're using the sitting in the cockpit and actually jumping from point A to point B to point C to point D, it's just a loading screen. You know, you get some cool music, some flashy sounds, and some flashy graphics, and then boom, you're loading screen, and then you're there. Which, I mean, is cool for a single-player game, but I don't know. I think spaceflight is the #1 thing for space games. FPS should be the next biggest thing, and then customization of both things. You know, whether it's the armor on your guy, the armor on your ships, the paint on your ships, the paint job on your helmet, the paint job on your gun, et cetera, et cetera. It all needs to be customizable, and we have a severe lack of customization both in Starfield and in I don't know about No Man's Sky and in Star Citizen. But you know, I mean, I think it comes down to the space flight is the biggest thing, and the way you interact with the universe around you. The more loading screens, in my opinion, the worse it becomes. And Starfield did a really bad job with the loading screens. There's a loading screen like every 5 steps. That's kind of bad. At least for me on my PC, the loading screens are only like at maximum like 4 or 5 seconds. So that's nice.
Of the open world game genre, but it would also mean the stagnation of the focus of space games. Or, on the other hand, and this one feels a little bit more tricky, could it be the likes of Star Citizen, which are the future?
Yeah.
Where spaceships
Jim,
are not
true.
merely the vehicles to get you from A to B, but rather they are the essential component that links everything else together. From the world building to the lore, to the game mechanics, to the in-game...
This is another thing that I'm going to compare, because I do know about No Man's Sky a little bit. I know a decent amount of Starfield and obviously Star Citizen. No Man's Sky and Starfield do a very good job of getting you the lore, the backstories of the characters. No Man's Sky does a very good job with getting you lore, whether it's the planet you're on, the things you're investigating, the things you're building, etc., etc. They all do a very good job of giving you lore as you're going. Star Citizen, the only way to get lore is to either go to other YouTubers, go check out posts from 5 years ago on Spectrum, or watch videos from 5 years ago on YouTube from CIG, and that shouldn't be a thing. You should be getting lore as you play the game. You know, whether it's mission based, whether it's, you know, taking a beacon or anything like that, there should be a little bit of lore that goes with it. I don't want to read 8 paragraphs worth of lore, but a little bit of something would go a long way. Along with, you know, for the love of God, give us some damn aliens, man. All these other games we've been discussing, they all have aliens. Star Citizen has 0. We have to read about the aliens or buy an alien ship, but there's actual no aliens. Like Xenothreat, you would think would be about aliens. There's no aliens. It's just more Ninetales. Yes, interactable NPCs would help go a long way.
Economy and everything else in between.
We need an economy.
Would mark the innovation of the genre. Which of the two futures?
Now, X4, I will say, has a super in-depth economy. It's more like X4 is almost more of an economy simulator, a space economy simulator, than it is a space sim game. And I'm not saying Star Citizen needs to be that way. I'm just saying there needs to be more there needs to be an economy in Star Citizen.
Do you see happening, or perhaps you feel that there's going to be a blend of both? Then again, you may feel I've got this entirely wrong, and well, nothing's really going to change at all.
I think that's the premise of high-sec systems, Adam, and that I think eventually when Star Citizen gets bigger and closer to finished, soon TM, they'll have players starting in high security systems and not in mid-level security like Stanton is, or low security systems like, or low or none like Pyro. I think that's the plan. We'll see though.
This is a question that really does interest me. I mean,
good video, Obsidian. There was a lot of really good conversation starting clips there and comments. I really enjoyed that video, so I'm going to like that. I'm going to share this with you guys. I don't think, you know, going off of Obsidian, I don't think the genre is dying. I think it's only going to get bigger and bigger. I think the genre will change a lot in the next 5 to 10 years. But that's my opinion. That's nobody else's. I think it's going to change dramatically in the next 5 to 10 years. And I think as Star Citizen backers and CIG as a company really needs to get up off their asses and they need to get up off their asses and really start pushing this stuff out. Or in the next 5 to 10 years, if it's not available, people are going to walk away. People are going to go play these other games. Like if you're telling me that if Rockstar was working on it right now, we had no idea about it. GTA 6 drops it's supposed to drop, I think, this year. If GTA 6 drops this year, and let's say they had been working on a space GTA type game under the radar and nobody knew about it, and it was coming out in 4 years from now, and Star Citizen is still at roughly the same level that it is now, everybody would leave Star Citizen to go play that. I'm telling you, everybody would, even if it was locked at 24 players a server, people would go and play that. Even if it was smaller, people would go and play that. They would definitely go and play that. Let's see what Mr. E said. It's going to be, it's the mile wide and an inch deep argument. A mile wife. I like a mile wide wife. Woo. I mean, is the scale is imaginary 0 to 10 is something that, let's say, a couple of months, you could pretty much have 0 reason to stay. Not kind of maybe. Yeah, I see that. I don't know if Star Citizen will actually do that, but I could also see staying in high sec security or high sec systems being really boring. Exactly, Jim. I think Star Citizen is trying to push that, and we'll see where they go with that. We really will. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here, but before we go, let's talk. Let's talk some stuff. We are currently at, let me make sure I have to double check the math, but we should currently be at $123 for the membership pool. I'm going to reiterate this again. If you became a member in October and stay a member through December, you will be entered into the all membership free ship giveaway. If you became a member in November all the way through December, you will be entered into the new the new membership only ship giveaway. All right. I will not take late entries in December. I announced it in November. Late, yes, I know. So I'll take all Octobers, Novembers, going through December into that ship pool consideration. Anybody new showing up in December or anything like that, expecting to get into this, you will not be available for this. You'll have to wait until the March giveaway. So we are at $123. So that's a hell of a ship somebody's going to get. I don't know what ship I'm going to do, but that's a hell of a ship. And I'm excited. I'm really excited. It's probably going to be something like a Cuddy Black or something around that area. I mean, I'll throw in a few extra bucks if I need to get it to the next stage up. But whoever wins that, you're going to get a pretty nice ass ship. It's going to be great. It's going to be a fun time, and I can't wait to live stream that giveaway. It's going to be awesome. That'll be at the end of December that we're going to do that. So either end of December, beginning of January. And I only say that because it'll be Christmas time. People are going to be coming and going and, doing the whole holiday thing. I did, Adam. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. And, make sure you get involved with the membership. Also coming up in a couple of weeks, maybe a month or something like that. We still got some planning to do. There will be a fundraiser for Stack Up charity organization that is for veterans of both the U.S. and U.S. allies. They do a lot of work with PTSD, helping get veterans gaming hardware that helps them with whatever disability they may have that they can't play normal video games, and getting them their stress levels back down. They're all about gaming. They're all about using gaming, streaming, and whatnot to connect with these veterans. And I think it would be really cool. I think it would be really, really cool. And I can't wait to do that. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that one. That'll be coming up, like I said, in the next few weeks, month and a half, something like that. We're working on it still. Right now it's me and Pagan and a lot of his community headlighting that. What else is going on? Oh, within the next year, this is the last thing. Within the next year, I would like to try to get to 1,000 subs and 200 Twitch followers. That's what I would like to see. So 1,000 YouTube subs and 1 to 200 Twitch followers. We're going to be pushing hard on both. And also, I don't want to get into it too much. I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes things right now that you guys are not going to see until certain I's have been dotted and T's have been crossed. But we are going to push. I'm going to push to get this channel technically sound. We're talking about good mics, more cameras, more computing power, all of that stuff. Now, I'm not asking you guys to give me money to help achieve these goals or anything like that, but I'm saying over the next few months to a year, you're going to be seeing drastic changes to this channel. And it's not going to be like, oh, I'm quitting SC or anything like that. It's just, there's going to be a lot of technical things going into this channel. I'm getting a lot of help from Pagan. I'm getting a lot of help from Marcus and Canop and other people out there. I'm going to make this easier on myself and much more enjoyable for you guys. And I'm exploring a lot of different tools to do that. And we're going to get it done. So 1,000 The goal is 1,000 YouTube subscribers and 1 to 200 Twitch followers. That is the goal for this upcoming year. I hope to achieve it. I want to make this community awesome. I want to make everybody feel welcome here. You know, I want everybody to join the Discord, take part in piracy, take part in mining operations, you know, whatever it is that you like to do. You know, even if you just want to, even if you don't play Star Citizen, just come in, chat with us, talk comics, movies, you know, any of the nerd stuff. Come on in and hang out. Let me post that one last time before I get out of here. Invite people, copy. Here's the Discord for anybody that wants to join. Like I said, you know, you don't have to come in and just talk Star Citizen. Any of the nerd stuff, guys. Any of the nerd stuff you want to hang out and talk about. Comic books, movies, TV shows, Star Citizen, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, Firefly, any of that stuff, you know. Come on in. Let's chat. Let's have a good time. Make sure you follow the rules, though. Go into the rules section, read the rules, click the emojicon. And yeah, we got big goals. We got some big aspirations on the technical side of things. Me, the wife, the kids, and you guys, we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna make it a great upcoming year, 2024. And I can't wait to see you guys all in the next stream and what 2024 has in store for Star Citizen, Scarred, and the channel. And with that, guys, I'm going to see you all in the next one. So long, and thanks for all the fish. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the love. I'll see you guys later.